Bass Pro Shops One Source. Brought to you by Global Outfitters Outdoor University.
We're going to begin our series with doing steadiness drills. The reason you want your dog to be steady is because it's going to cost you birds if a dog begins to whine or break. So what we're going to do is begin getting this dog on a place board, and we'll work him from this place board, and then we'll add some distractions. And if he comes off the board, what we'll do is get him back up there. Now I use a positive reinforcement training platform, so there's really no, I just don't reward him if he doesn't do it right. Chief, place. Good. Now what I'm going to do is I want to keep this dog on this place board. I don't want him to go anywhere, because if this is a water stand or he's in a pit blind or a duck blind, I don't want him wandering off, so I've got to have him under control. And what we're going to do with that, it'll take you a little while to get this to where he's like this. But when he comes off, and a new dog would come off, he's had experience doing this, but when the dog comes off, what you're going to do is you're just going to put him back up there, and you can click and give him a treat if you do click and treat training, or else you can just put him up there on a leash. Take your leash and walk him back up, and every time they get off, put the dog back on. And you don't have to do this very long. Just in the beginning, you're just going to do it for a couple of seconds. So here's how we're going to do this. I'm going to begin to move away from him, and I don't want him off that place board. I don't care what he does as long as he doesn't come off of it. Because the key is he's got to get used to staying on that when I'm away from him. I might have to go and adjust some decoys, or I might have to go do something else. I want him planted on that place board. So this is very important to use a place board, and this is where I start with every dog. So now that we've got him on this place board, we're going to sit him, and then I'm going to start throwing out distractions. And this is how you tell if your dog is trained or if he just needs a lot of work. And in training, what you want to do, especially with steadiness, you want to make sure you train on the things that your dogs are weak in. If they're not, don't train on retrieving all the time, because that's an innate behavior. They already know how to do it. Doing what he's doing now is hard to do. And that's what you want to train on the things that they really don't want to do. So we'll start throwing out a little distraction. We can move them closer. We'll throw a bunch of them up in the air. We'll toss one out here. And I'll begin to move away from him. In the beginning, as I said, you just do it for a couple of minutes. And what you want to do is begin to do this where the dog stays on the board for about 15 minutes. And it may take you a few weeks to get there, but you will get there, and it'll pay off big time when you're sitting in a duck blind.